In every generation, there comes a performer who seems to walk onto a stage as if she were born for it, someone who isn't just talented, but magnetic, someone who makes the world stop for a moment, lean forward, and listen. Emma-Sophie, the young Filipina vocalist whose audition video has been spreading like wildfire online, is exactly that kind of performer. What makes her story especially compelling isn't just the extraordinary voice she revealed on stage. It's the combination of raw emotion, undeniable talent, and the quiet confidence of a girl who seems to understand, even at her age, that some opportunities, some moments, can change everything. A quiet entrance with a storm behind it. When Emma-Sophie stepped into the spotlight, she didn't arrive with the swagger of someone trying to impress. If anything, her presence was soft, almost understated. She greeted the judges with equal parts politeness and nerves, smiling shyly at the audience. Simon Cowell, known for his razor-sharp instincts and no-nonsense demeanor, leaned forward as he often does when he's trying to get a read on someone. There was something about this small, composed girl with the warm Filipino accent that seemed to intrigue him. Asked what she would be singing, Emma-Sophie announced her song with a mixture of excitement and modesty. She didn't brag. She didn't hype herself. She simply stated her choice. And then took a breath deep enough to steady her entire world. The first note that changed everything. The moment Emma-Sophie opened her mouth, the energy in the room shifted instantly. Her tone was crystalline, a balance of sweetness and power that is incredibly rare, especially in young vocalists. She delivered each note with precision and emotional depth far beyond her years. Audience members, who seconds earlier were chattering or adjusting their seats, seemed frozen. The judges exchanged looks, those unmistakable, "Did you hear that?" expressions that only appear when they encounter some genuinely exceptional. But the real reaction came from Simon Cowell. Midway through the first verse, his eyebrows rose, his posture straightened, and the slight smirk that often signals approval crept onto his face. It was the look he gets when he realizes he is witnessing someone extraordinary. A voice of surprising power and control. What stunned the room wasn't just the technical brilliance of her voice, though her pitch control, vibrato, and breath support were far beyond her age. It was the emotional delivery that set her apart. Emma-Sophie didn't just sing the song, she told its story. Every crescendo felt intentional. Every soft moment carried vulnerability. Her transitions from gentle, airy notes to resonant, full-bodied belt tones were seamless. It was as if she had reached into the audience and pulled them directly into the heart of the music. Filipino performers are known worldwide for their vocal prowess, but Emma-Sophie brought something uniquely her own. A blend of youthful freshness and soulful maturity that made her performance unforgettable. The climax that brought the audience to its feet. As she approached the final chorus, the room seemed to hold its breath. Then Emma-Sophie launched into the song's climax with such power and grace that spontaneous cheers erupted mid-performance. The last note, held with confidence, clarity, and emotion, echoed long after her voice faded. For a second, there was silence. Then the crowd rose, applauding with the kind of unrestrained enthusiasm that only truly rare talent can inspire. Some audience members wiped away tears. Others exchanged amazed smiles. And all the while, Emma-Sophie stood on the stage trying to process what had just happened. Simon Cowell's reaction, a moment to remember. Simon Cowell is famously hard to impress, which is exactly why his reaction shocked viewers. As the applause continued, he leaned toward the microphone, looked directly at Emma-Sophie, and after a long, measured pause, sigh. The words every aspiring performer dreams of hearing. That was absolutely incredible. But he didn't stop there. He complimented her vocal control, her stage presence, and most importantly, her ability to emotionally connect with the song. Simon praised her authenticity, a trait he has always valued more than technical perfection. His final words left a mark. "You are a star in the making." A proud moment for the Filipino community. Filipino talent has always shined on international stages, but there was something particularly meaningful about Emma-Sophie's audition. Her performance wasn't just about hitting high notes or impressing judges, it was about representing her culture with pride. You could feel the warmth, humility, and deep musical roots that are so much a part of Filipino heritage. Many viewers from around the world, especially the Filipino community, took to social media to express their pride, calling her performance a historic moment, a goosebumps experience, and one of the best auditions ever seen. A viral sensation in the making. In the days following her audition, clips of Emma-Sophie's performance ignited online platforms. Reaction videos multiplied. Fans recreated her vocal runs. Music bloggers analyzed her tone, while vocal coaches praised her technical ability. The video spread not only because of her talent, but because of the emotion she stirred in people. It resonated with anyone who has ever dreamed big, anyone who has ever taken a leap of faith, and anyone who loves seeing a young talent step into her destiny. What comes next for Emma-Sophie? With her future wide open, the world is eager to see what Emma-Sophie will do next. Whether she continues in the competition, collaborates with other artists, or releases original music, one thing is certain. This audition was only the beginning. Her voice, her presence, and her heart promise a bright future, a future where her name may be spoken alongside some of the most admired vocalists. Resonating with a kind of strength that made the hairs on the back of one's neck stand up. Simon's reaction said everything. He sat straighter, eyes locked on her, a smile slowly creeping across his face. It wasn't the polite smile he gives to decent performers, it was the rare one that signals real excitement. The climax that left the audience breathless. As the song neared its final chorus, Emma-Sophie pushed herself even further. She added runs with expert precision, emotional crescendos that felt authentic, and a final high note that rang through the theater like a triumph. When she finished, there was a split second of silence, the kind that happens when the audience is stunned in processing what they just witnessed. Then the room exploded. Cheers, whistles, applause. Many stood on their feet. Some clapped above their heads. A few were visibly wiping tears away. Emma-Sophie placed a hand over her heart, overwhelmed and teary-eyed herself. Simon Cowell speaks, and the world listens. When the noise finally subsided, Simon leaned into his microphone with a look of genuine admiration. Emma-Sophie, he began, pausing for dramatic effect, you didn't come here to compete, you came here to take over. The crowd reacted instantly, laughs, cheers, claps. Emma-Sophie covered her mouth, stunned. Simon continued, his voice softer but full of conviction. I wasn't expecting that at all. Your voice is breathtaking. Your emotion is real. And your presence, this is what a star looks like on day one. He glanced at the other judges, then back at her. I think this is only the beginning for you. A moment of Filipino pride. Across the world, especially in the Filipino community, clips of her performance began spreading like wildfire. Reaction channels praised her for her control, vocal coaches highlighted her technique, and viewers filled comment sections with pride and excitement. For many Filipinos watching abroad, Emma-Sophie represented more than just a tale. The stage lights dimmed. A hush settled over the auditorium. And from behind the velvet curtains emerged a young girl whose presence seemed to glow before she even stepped into the spotlight. Her name was Emma-Sophie, a Filipina singer with a dream so big it seemed almost too heavy for her small frame to carry. But as she walked toward the center of the stage, she held herself with the quiet determination of someone who knew this could be the moment that changes everything. She was nervous. Anyone could see that, but beneath the nerves was something more powerful, hunger, hope, and a voice waiting to be unleashed. A humble introduction. When Emma-Sophie greeted the judges, her voice trembled slightly. She introduced herself with a bright but shy smile, her Filipino accent soft and unmistakable. The crowd leaned in, curious. There was something about her energy, humble, sincere, almost fragile, but also full of potential. What made you decide to audition? Simon Cowell asked, his expression unreadable. Emma-Sophie inhaled, gathering courage. I want to show people that even if you come from a small place, you can still have a big dream, she said. This is my dream. The audience murmured in approval. The judges smiled. And Simon nodded slowly, studying her with sharper interest, as though sensing a spark hidden behind her modest words. The music begins. When the first chords of her chosen song filled the room, Emma-Sophie closed her eyes. Her hands shook lightly at her sides. The moment was heavy. This single performance could determine her future. But she took one more breath, lifted her chin, and began to sing. The first note stopped time. It was pure, clear, and astonishingly expressive. It floated across the theater with a softness that felt almost like a prayer. People in the audience leaned forward instinctively, as though drawn by an invisible pull. The judges went still. Even Simon's posture shifted. He sat straighter, eyebrows raised, lips parting slight.